If your job is currently about to downsize, you've lost your job, I know you're stressed out right now. That can happen to anybody at the worst possible time. I got a list of companies that are closing down, and you might want to listen because maybe your business is about to close down and you might not know that they're shutting their doors. Now, some of these businesses, they're not closing all their stores. Some of them are closing all their stores, and some of them are closing the majority. Some are closing some, and your job may be at risk. I'm Larry of the No Regret Show, and I just want to let you know there's always light at the end of the tunnel. And when things like this happen, we start to battle depression. We will get risky with our money. We'll go to the casino. We'll YOLO it into something, trying to get rich because we're desperate. I'm going to give you some other alternatives that could help you out. There could be things in front of you that could help you stay afloat until you find your next job. Think about subscribing, join the channel. I'm here to help you. I've battled depression over the Rona. I never forget when the lockdowns happened in New York, March 15th. I'm a longshoreman of 2020. It's crazy. It's like deja vu. The president who was president back then is the president now. I never forget, they made an announcement like a week before the lockdown happened. I'm a longshoreman. They say, you guys are essential. We need you guys to stay on the front line, and we need you to work throughout this. We lost longshoremen to the virus, and I never forget, I was depressed. I was in the garage. I've actually told this story. I was smoking a cigar, and it was like, I think it was like April or May of 2020, like 2 or 3 months after the lockdown. I was going to work and coming home. And I never forget, I was in the garage and I was like, is this what life is going to be like now? Is this what life is going to be? Everything is takeout. You got to go to work, come home. Takeout lines were crazy. And I remember I was sitting there like, please tell me this isn't what life is going to be. And you know what? I fell into a depression. And then I started telling myself, life will get better. We will make it through it. And we made it through 5 years later, but we're here now. A lot of these businesses, they were zombie companies before 2020. They were on the brink of extinction, and they got an infusion of PPP money. And now they're going out of business because they used a lot of shareholders' money. They ran through the PPP money. They lined their pockets. And people from entry-level jobs all the way up to executives of these businesses, they're going to lose their jobs. And I'm going to give you some alternatives. Let me read some off. Neiman Marcus, Joann's Fabrics, Macy's, Liberated Brands, Quicksilver. I think they own Quicksilver, Kohl's, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Hooters. That's bad. When wings are not selling. I have to keep it PG here. We have some women, and I'm sure there's some kids that watch this show. I really want to say something, but when Hooters goes out of business, we got a problem. TGI Fridays, Party City, GameStop. Who remembers the GameStop whole thing where people wanted to keep GameStop alive? Yep, GameStop is on the brink of bankruptcy again. AMC theaters are closing down a lot of their AMCs. That was another one. JCPenney, Big Lots, Target, Family Dollar. That's just to name a few. That's not even the EV companies or companies that I don't even know about. Those are the companies that a lot of us pass by every day. Now, from entry-level positions all the way up to CEOs, everybody is going to be facing headwinds. And a lot of people did not brace for this because job layoffs and job downsizing comes at the worst possible time. Murphy's Law, what can go wrong will go wrong. I'm going to give you some healthier options. Instead of YOLOing your money into a stock or crypto, the roulette wheel, a slot machine, or a lottery ticket, take a breath, take a deep breath, and look around you. There's things that possibly could be of value to someone else that you're not using. First of all, if you got money going out, the first thing I would do is try to call the credit card company and say, listen, I'm not going to be able to pay you. I owe you a lot of money. What can we do? Can we make out a deal? I owe you 10 grand. Listen, I can work on 4 or 5. You're not going to get anything. It's going to end up going into collections. You're going to sell my debt for pennies on the dollar. What can we do? What can we do? Try to negotiate with your credit card companies. A lot of times they will negotiate with you. The car you're driving, downsize. Don't worry about what people think of you. Downsize. If you're driving a BMW, there's nothing wrong with taking that BMW to a used car lot and seeing if they can make a deal for a Yaris, a Prius. Downsize. The name of the game is not to keep up with the Joneses, it's to keep a roof over you and your family's head. Look in your attic, look in your basement, look in your closets. A lot of time you got stuff in there that you could sell on OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace. You list it, you meet the people in a public location. When I sell stuff, I like to meet people in public locations. You ain't coming to my house. We can sell it, we can make a deal, put the cash in my pocket, put that money to some of your debts. Jewelry you haven't wore in a while. If you haven't rocked that 4-finger ring, a herringbone that's all kinked up, I've had those, I've sold them. Sell it. Get rid of that gold. Gold is going higher now than it's ever been before. You got gold and silver, get rid of it. Take it to a jewelry store. Don't take it to a pawn shop. Take it to a jewelry store that buys gold and silver. A lot of times they'll give you higher values for that stuff. Get rid of a lot of the junk. If you're holding on to stuff that you think will be more valuable in the future, okay, you're speculating. The name of the game is to keep the lights on and food on the table for you and your family. You might want to get rid of some things. Now, it's your money. I didn't help you make it. I can't tell you how to spend it. But if you got speculative portfolios and you're up in some crazy cryptos, crazy stocks, you might want to get rid of that stuff because that means absolutely nothing if you don't have a place to live. I never want to be the most wealthiest homeless person on the street in the cold or in the heat looking for a place to lay my head. I'm going to sell all of that stuff before I go homeless. So if you made it this far, I hope these are some things that, and here's some other things. Don't wait for unemployment and severance to run out. Okay. A lot of people will wait to the very end for severance and unemployment to run out. Start looking right away. Remember, you're gonna be in competition with all these other people. A lot of people, they will wait till the last 2 weeks of unemployment or severance. As soon as you get laid off and as soon as your severance, if they tell you, listen, you can't get a job while you're getting severance, who cares? I'm telling you, put your job application in because severance will run out. If you can get a job right away, hell with that severance, hell with that unemployment, okay? Because once severance and unemployment runs out, a lot of times you're going in the job market with a ton of other people that did the same thing as you. You want to get the drop on them. So if you made it this far and I helped you, think about subscribing, join the channel. I'm Larry of the No Regret Show. We like to talk about things that can help you out in the long run. Real things. Just think about this. Just 5 years later. If it took this long for your life to change for the bad, imagine how quickly and how fast it could turn around for you for the good. No regrets. Get it.